You still hear it invoked today in speeches, in headlines, in debates about influence, borders, and power. The Monroe Doctrine. It's usually framed as a warning, sometimes as a threat, often as a justification. The idea that the United States declared an entire hemisphere off limits and has enforced that claim ever since. But that's not what it was. When the Monroe Doctrine was written, the United States wasn't a superpower. It didn't have global reach. It didn't even have the strength to enforce its own warning. What it had was fear. Fear of Europe returning. Fear of empires reclaiming the New World. Fear that the independence movements across the Americas wouldn't survive a second wave of colonization. The Monroe Doctrine wasn't a declaration of dominance. It was a line drawn by a young nation, hoping someone stronger would help hold it. To understand what the Monroe Doctrine really means today, you have to understand what it meant in 1823, and more importantly, what it didn't. By 1823, the world was still shaped by empire. Europe had just emerged from more than 20 years of near-constant war. The Napoleonic Wars had redrawn borders, toppled monarchs, and exhausted entire nations. But they had not ended Europe's imperial ambitions. Spain was weakened, but not gone. France was defeated, but not resigned. And Britain, untouched at home, ruled the seas. Across the Atlantic, the Americas were in motion. From Mexico to South America, independence movements had erupted against Spanish rule. Some succeeded, some stalled. Many remained fragile, uncertain whether their freedom would last. These new nations were young, divided, and vulnerable. Their armies were small, their economies unstable, their legitimacy untested. And Europe was watching. In 1815, the old powers of Europe formed what became known as the Concert of Europe, a loose alliance designed to preserve monarchies and suppress revolutions. There was real concern, especially in Washington, that Europe might intervene, that Spain, with French or Allied support, could attempt to reclaim its former colonies, or that new colonial arrangements might replace the old ones. At the same time, the United States was not prepared to stop them. In 1823, the United States had no global navy, no standing army capable of overseas enforcement. It was a regional power at best. Britain, however, was different. The British Empire depended on trade, not recolonization. An independent Latin America meant open markets, not closed imperial systems. And so Britain opposed European intervention in the Western Hemisphere. This created an unusual alignment between the United States and the British Empire. Once bitter enemies, but both wanted Europe kept out. Britain could enforce that preference. The United States could not. And that imbalance shaped everything that followed. When President James Monroe addressed Congress in December of 1823, he wasn't announcing dominance. He was issuing a statement of intent, one that relied heavily on circumstances, timing, and the quiet assumption that British naval power would make the warning real. To understand the Monroe Doctrine, you have to see it in this world. A world where empires still ruled, where revolutions were suspect, where independence was provisional, and where the United States was not yet strong enough to stand alone. And in part 2, we will explore the specifics of what it was, and how it shapes policy even today, how modern governments still respect it, and how the U.S. uses it to continue its protection of the Americas. This is the Context Project. No opinions, no agenda, just facts.